Hey guys, what is up? It is SliceCat here, and today I'm bringing you a graphics tutorial. What I'm going to be teaching you today is how to do these neat little chopped up like triangles with a character inside of it. It's a pretty simple tutorial, and it's a really neat effect, adding it in this sort of a signature with a lot of um, three three-pointed shapes. You can kind of see in the background the constellation style things and the triangles. It just kind of all matches very well, very pointy, very there's a lot of flow going on with this, I think. But what you're going to do is you're going to start off, you're going to want to open your new project. I already had a file going, just kind of with a gradient background. And then you're going to want to go to your shape tool, pick whatever shape you're going to do. I'm just going to go with another triangle because that's easiest. So sides 3, and then I'm gonna give it kind of a lighter fill, and just make it up like this. I'm gonna size it down a bit so I'll have room to move the shapes. And now this is the tedious portion. You're gonna need to rasterize the layer, and once you've rasterized the layer, you're gonna go over here to your pen tool, and you're gonna have selected on paths. I always get mixed up with pen tool and it always gets on my nerves. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna select a portion of the shape that you want to cut off. This is probably gonna come out to be about around 6 pieces if I keep them kind of similar. So once you have your portion selected, you're gonna want to right click, go to make selection. Feather radius 0 pixels. Just leave all this the same. It should already be pre-set up like this. But if it's not, just use these settings. Just click OK. It's going to give you these little marching ants. Now once you have these, you're going to have to move from the pen tool to this rectangular marquee tool. Then what you're going to do is layer via cut. So now you're going to have this little portion is cut off from your triangle. And if you want a more precise cut, you can use just a rectangular marquee tool. I prefer using the pen tool just because I can kind of make curved lines, and I can kind of just be a little more abstract if I'm using the pen tool. And also, if you have your triangle curved, like in this picture right here, I started off with a triangle going the other direction, so I had to use the pen tool if I wanted those diagonal cuts in that shape. But so now I'm just going to move this down here a bit, just kind of separate it from the shape. And then I'm going to go on to this next. I'm going to get off of this layer, and I'm going to go back to the previous polygon, and I'm just going to do it once more. I'm just going to select and make the selection, layer via cut, and remove it from the shape. And I'm going to do it one more time for the top. This didn't really come out to be 6, but I'm trying to speed it up so you don't have to wait through me doing it. Make the selection, layer via cut. After you've selected, oops, forgot to go back down to the polygon layer. Layer via cut, you will have this third piece. So now what you can do, it's kind of got an abstract feel to it. I'm going to kind of twist and turn the shapes so it kind of gives it a little bit more different of a feel. And if you want to, you can go and name the pieces. It's not that difficult for me to figure out which one is which. I mean, well, it is kind of, but you can go and label them. I don't usually label my layers unless I'm making something with a ton of layers, which I usually don't, so there's no need for me to. So now that you have this piece, like here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the top one and select this bottom one, and I'm going to merge the layers. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some layer styles. So you're going to double click it to open up layer style. Then you're going to go right here to inner glow, and you're going to go over here and you're going to mess with the settings. You're going to turn the opacity up to 100%, and you're going to mess with that later. Click on normal, change the color to a black or a gray. I prefer black because it kind of stands out from the background a little bit more. And you can I'm going to leave the range at about 70%. What you're kind of doing is you're kind of giving it a more defined shape, so the shapes kind of stand out a little bit more, and it kind of looks like it's like there's a piece of paper and it's cut out, and what's behind it, and the image is behind the actual picture. I mean, that's kind of what I see when I see this. I'm gonna make this size about 7, turn the opacity down to about 60, 65, 60, 65, 67. I'm gonna leave back at 67. I wonder what choke does. I never use that. Oh, that looks nice. Put the choke to about 13%. Yeah, that looks real nice. Looks real good. You can see it right here. So click OK, and you'll have your kind of inner shape. So now what you're going to do is you're going to place your whatever you want behind it. So I'm just going to go to my GFX pack, my freaking huge GFX pack that I was going to release, but it's just too big to upload anywhere. And I'm just going to pick out a character render, something kind of straight up that'll fit between that big piece. Let's see, what will be cool to go back there. I was thinking a transformer. Here, this Megatron. So now what you have this in, wow, that's gay. My render pack is not giving me good renders. Let me open something that I know will not be done like that. Just this marine right here. Alright, so I opened it in a different file. You can just drag it up over here into the layer. You can drag it up and you can switch between the things with the tabs. You're going to put this in here, size it down to where it will fit into the triangle, or it will fit the way you want. You can always resize it later, but I'm just going to kind of size it down now. And then once you've done that, you're going to right click it and make sure it's on top of the triangle like this, and it's not like this. Make sure the triangle is on underneath the render, and then you're just going to click create clipping mask, and he will go inside there, and it'll look real nice. Depending on what you used, he doesn't really fit in there. It kind of needed to be twisted. I can kind of mess with it real quick. Let's see. I'll move. You can move the triangle, and you'll be able to move the directions. That looks pretty nice like that. And just click Control T to transform the shape. That looks pretty good like that. So that's how you put an image in an abstract shape like this. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next tutorial. Thanks. Bye.